Mom, honestly, I'm so upset with LMU's handling of this remote situation. Like, I'm really struggling. I just wish I could go back to campus, like go to the den, the library. It's been so hard to get work done without, having some outlet to go there. My roommates are always super loud. It's the worst. And also, I've just been sitting in front of the TV all day. Like, I need to get out and exercise more. I just wish that LMU was offering classes again because the Zoom ones honestly aren't working out. I want to go to Sunken Gardens too. There's just so many things I miss about being on campus, and I feel like LMU really hasn't done enough to make a difference and make me feel like I'm being supported during this remote, troubling experience, to be honest. As you saw, this student is very dissatisfied with LMU's handling of the current online and remote learning experience. These are some ways to help improve LMU's customer relationship with this student as well as others. Customer service is one of the most important ways to build a strong, long-term customer relationship. However, customers can become dissatisfied when they experience poor customer service. Currently, LMU has an increasing service gap, leading to many students being dissatisfied during this remote learning experience. However, if LMU puts in some of these solutions, it could help them improve their customer relationship with their students, as well as to help attract new students. One issue is the unproductive workspace. This could come from loud families or roommates, the crowded workspace, your work and personal life mixing, and can lead students to feel trapped and isolated and unproductive. A solution to this would be for LMU to set up appointments at the library with social distancing and masks. This could help students become more productive. They get to be outside of the living space, they'll have a quiet place to work, and they'll be around others studying, which encourages them to do the same. So it'd be like this, but with masks and less people. Some costs and risks to this solution would be that LMU may get a bad reputation for allowing students to come in person to the library during the pandemic. It will also cost them more money to keep the library open, having to pay for staff, electricity, gas, water, etc. Some solutions to this would be that other universities throughout the US allow their students to set up appointments at the library, which means LMU probably wouldn't get a bad reputation for this since other well-established universities have also done the same during the COVID-19 pandemic. The proper precautions would also be taken to prevent the spread of COVID on campus, such as social distancing and masks. LMU also has a budget to support these facilities as they have in the past, and tuition is not getting any cheaper, which means they have the money. Some benefits to LMU would be that students appreciate being able to go to the library again, which would lead them to be more satisfied with the online and remote learning experience. It would also make students more inclined to stay at LMU. Another issue is that students have no connection to campus life. Some consequences of this is feeling trapped, sad, not having places to go, unmotivated, and overall dissatisfied with the remote experience. A solution to this would be to allow students to social distance at sunken gardens. You could spray paint circles onto the grass about 6 to 7 feet apart so students could bond with their social bubble or just read alone in the sun and fresh air. This helps students connect with the campus again, which makes them happier with LMU. Another solution would be to allow the den to do takeout orders for coffee and pastries. It gives students a familiar experience, promotes productivity, and gives students an opportunity to enjoy the campus facilities despite their online classes. So the den could replicate this. Some costs and risks of these solutions would be that LMU could get a bad reputation for allowing students on campus. It would also cost more money to keep sunken gardens green and cut, money for spray paint. They'll need employees for the den, and they also need money for coffee and pastries. However, some solution to this is that the proper precautions would be taken for COVID. Even in San Francisco Mission Dolores Park, they do the social distance spray paint circles, and other coffee shops do takeout orders. Also, LMU is still watering sunken gardens regardless of the students being there. Spray paint is cheap, and students are in need of jobs currently, which will supply employees for the den. Den's coffee and pastries will also be paid off by students buying them. So this is San Francisco Mission Dolores Park, and as you can see, they have social distance spray painted circles for people to enjoy the fresh air and get outdoors. Some benefits to LMU for having these solutions implemented would be that it builds a better customer relationship. It'll satisfy the needs of the customer. It will lead them to have a better brand reputation if these are all implemented correctly, because other students will see how desirable LMU is. Another issue is the lack of empathy that LMU has shown throughout this time. The consequences of this is feeling alone and abandoned, upset at tuition costs during these troubling times, causes resentment towards LMU, and ultimately creates customer dissatisfaction in their students. The solution could be that LMU sends out a gift basket to every student's address. It could include an LMU mask, hand sanitizer, some healthy study snacks, and a $10 Starbucks gift card. So this is what the gift basket could look like, except with different items. Some cost and risks of this solution is that it would be about $53 per gift basket, including an estimated shipping cost. This would cost about $359,000 to the entire undergrad population, which is costly. However, students pay $113 for student activities, yet there aren't any right now. If the items in the gift basket are bought in bulk, it may reduce the cost as well. Students in the LA area could also go to campus to get their gift basket in order to reduce shipping costs. LMU is also paying less during this online school year because they haven't had to have as many of the facilities open as normal. So they can afford to do the small gesture in order to recruit more alumni in the future and better their customer relationships with their current students. Some benefits to LMU would be that students feel more appreciative of LMU for their gesture. It will build a better long-term customer relationship. The gift basket is also incentive to stay loyal to LMU, and it will better the remote learning experience during these troubling times for those that do not live near campus and cannot go to social distance things. This would be me if I got a gift basket from LMU. Another issue is the lack of outdoor activity. Some consequences of this is that students feel disconnected from the outside world. They miss seeing students at exercise classes, and Zoom online workouts are suboptimal, which can lead to students watching TV all day. A solution to this would be LMU having a limited social distance sunset yoga class on Sunken Gardens. It would remind students of their old campus life, it would bring them together in a safe space, and promotes physical activity outside of the house. It would be like this, but spread out with less people. Some costs and risks of this solution would be that LMU could get a bad reputation for allowing exercise in person on campus. They would also need to pay the yoga instructors. However, by limiting the amount of students who can attend the sunset yoga limits the spread of COVID, and socially distanced students follow COVID standard precautions, since at other gyms they've opened online classes. LMU is also already paying yoga instructors to teach online Zoom classes, so they wouldn't be adding any more costs. Some overall benefits for LMU would be that students feel more connected with the student body. It will release endorphins, which makes students happier, and it'll build a better customer relationship since students will be happy with LMU for allowing them to come on campus again. A problem would be a lack of student connections for students who are not near campus. So the consequences of this is that students might believe that LMU does not promote student body loyalty and connection. It doesn't really bring students together during these tough times, and it's hard to meet new friends and new students. And college expectations do not meet reality during this remote experience, which shows that LMU needs to do some things to help students meet other people. So LMU could set up shared interest groups on Facebook. Some potential interest groups would be sports, music, spirituality, LGBTQ+, social justice, etc. This can help students become more connected with one another remotely. Students could make friends all over the world, which is something really interesting we can do now that COVID is going on. Some costs and risks of this solution is that students may not participate in the groups. Many students still want to meet new people during college, which is a solution to This would be me after the solutions are implemented. These are my sources for the pictures. Thank you. Oh my god, Mom, Ellen, you just sent out this amazing email with all of these new things that we get to do. Like they're doing takeout coffee orders from the den, and we can go to the library now, like I was telling you how I wanted to go. And now we can sit on sunken gardens, like in spray painted circles. Like, remember when we went to Mission Dolores Park in San Francisco and they had those socially distant circles? They're going to do the same thing at LMU. It's going to be so nice. They're even doing a sunset yoga class one of the night, like socially distanced. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. Oh, and they sent me this great gift package with a mask and hand sanitizer. It was so sweet of them. And honestly, I feel like I'm really being seen and heard now. Like, I finally feel like they've stepped up. They've even made these interest groups on Facebook so I can go meet new people around the world. It's dope. I'm so glad that they made these efforts because it definitely makes me feel more connected to them. And I think I'm definitely going to recommend it to some of my senior friends in high school to go to LMU because I think their handling of this situation is really paying off.